and this week I'm going to show you how I created my cool Facebook profile photo. Now it's very advanced, and it can be very difficult to make, but I'm going to show you how I made it. Now, one more thing before we get started. I just happened to look on YouTube on the front page, and it's been 5 long years apparently since YouTube officially started. They started in 2005, if you didn't notice. And apparently, they have a contest that's been going on for a good 5 years, which I've just realized about. And they're trying to condense all of the videos and and pick the #1 best YouTube video ever. Now, only one video can win. And listen to this, guys. It's going to take 10 years to actually pick the official winner. So, tonight at midnight is the officially last video that can be uploaded to this contest. Now, you can upload other videos after this, but they won't count for the YouTube contest they've been holding for 5 years. Well, it's been longer than 5 years. It's 2012 now, so it's been 7 years. But nonetheless, I just found out about this contest, and it's pretty awesome. And it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have, who you are, where you're from, what you do, whatever it is. Even I could become a winner. Alright? I mean, it's a long shot because there are really good videos on YouTube, so I stand a pretty 1 in a million chance because there's over a billion videos uploaded, and they have over 30 million different things to go through. It's just so much. But enough about YouTube and their contests and all that. Let's just go right into the video. Now, I'm going to show you step by step how I did this. I already have it made in all these layers here. If I'd made it, from the bottom up, it would be really hard to do. So I figured I'd just show you my PSD file that I made and how I did it. So basically what I have here already is what it is. I changed the font of my text just so you can see it, whatever, but we're going to go right into the whole thing. I will explain to you. And just so you're aware, this video may be longer than 10 minutes, probably maybe 20 minutes long, because it is a very in-depth process and it will take you a while to make it. Alright, now obviously the background, I'm not going to make the background of it because, the background's obviously blue. What I did for the background was I selected blue hues of such. I chose this bluish hue here, and that was for the foreground, and then for the background I just chose another blue hue, like I think I chose that or something. Anyhow, so that doesn't really come into play. If you want to make the background of it, you can. I'm not going to show you how the background came out, because basically what I did for the background is I made a gradient overlay. And in case you don't know what a gradient overlay is, basically you make a new layer, and you select your gradient tool here. And then you go up here, and you select the colors here in your preset that you have. It's usually going to be the first one here. You click OK. And then on a new layer, at the way bottom, you would then use, here, I'll show you how to do it. Let's see, you go all the way to the bottom, and you go like this, and I know I was going to show you guys, but I figure it's going to be a little easier to show you guys than it is to actually do it. So I'm going to select some random colors. I'm not going to really do the exact color that I chose, but yeah, so use this, and you want to make sure it's on linear, which is the first box here. If you don't know what that is, well, that's where it is. And then just swipe it upward like such, and you get something like that. And that will be your background layer. You can change up the colors or whatever you want is fine, but for the cloud effect that we're making, that's a good selection to have. Alright, now, I made the rainbow first because that was the easiest part to do. And to do that, I made a stripe I made 6 different lines, and I did that by using the elliptical mark. You can do it of two ways. You can use the rectangular marquee tool and make 6 different lines, and then do a control backspace and then fill that space in with the selected color. Or you can do it the really easy way and just go ahead and use your shape tool and make a rectangular tool selection of such like this, and then you would just change the color to the hue that you want. Obviously, red would be the first color you choose. And I did that such right there. Then I go ahead, after you've done that, I create a smart filter. And now a smart filter, basically, that's just an extra layer, I guess you'd say. It's kind of like a mask layer, but not really a mask layer. It's kind of hard to explain it, but you can go ahead and look it up online. It'll give you the whole description, but I don't really know in full detail as to what it really is. I'm not that advanced, but you know. So yeah, on the smart filter, I added a Gaussian blur, as you see here, and that's only on part of it. And I erased the part that I want to have blurred out, and then the rest I kept unblurred, as you see. Okay? Do you kind of see where I am right now? Is it confusing to you? Because it might be kind of confusing, because it's kind of confusing myself. But anyways, okay. So we made the rainbow first of all, because that was the easiest part to do. Now, to make the clouds, what I did to make the clouds is I used the round rectangle tool, and I basically just, I don't know, round rectangle, wow, the elliptical tool, and I created a bunch of different circles, all together, and the circles that I created, I morphed together, I merged them into one layer, and you get something like that. I used different sized ones because I figured that would give it more of a cloudish look to it, but feel free to play around and do whatever looks good to you. It's just, and then I added a gradient overlay, and then on that layer, I double clicked it, and I added a gradient overlay of rainbow. Now, why did I do that, you ask? Well, because it's going to improve the way the rainbow goes through. Because essentially, you want the rainbow to go through the cloud, right? And in order for it to actually show through, I had to do a gradient overlay to make it look more realistic. Alright, that's that layer there. Then I went and made a separate one, a separate little circle on the side. Now this is where we're gonna make the white cloud effect on it. And what I did here is I made a bunch of separate circles that were part of the original outlook of the cloud. And so I made, this is the right one here. Now once you've created your white circle, now I chose white for the color, by the way, in case you're curious, but I'm sure you know that by now. Alright, and then we're going to double click this layer, and I added an inner shadow. I use these settings here, but really if you want to play around with the settings, go right ahead. I have no problem with that, but if you want to look exactly like the one I made, this is what I used. So I used a screen for the blend mode, and white obviously is the color, and the opacity is at 75%, which is probably the way it's going to be when you open your layers, your styles, but that's the way it's going to be. And then the distance is 22px, and the size is 13px. Alright, now, are you with me so far? Do you see where we're at? Or are you really confused? If you're extremely confused and don't feel like you can understand this, that's totally fine. Just click off and watch one of my other awesome videos, I guess. No, seriously, if you have any problems, if you're confused, leave me a comment, message me, and I'll do my best to help you out. Alright, then we added an inner glow. Of course, I chose blue, this blue hue here, C4E3F7, and the blend mode's at normal. It's probably going to be at screen when you open it, but change it to normal. And you want to have 100% opacity, and the size will be 70px, and you can leave the range and jitter the same, but change your contour to this one here at the end. You can see it's called the half round. So change that. Right, then move down to bevel and emboss, and you're going to change the depth to 100%, and the size to 8px, soften at 16px, and the angle is going to be 90 degrees, altitude is 37. If use global light is selected, uncheck that, because you don't need global lighting, because we're making a lighting effect basically, so you don't need that. And then again, on your gloss contour, select the rounded one. Okay? Moving forward, on the highlight mode and shadow mode, you want to have black as your color and color burn as selected. And then opacity for highlight mode is 54%. And for shadow, it's 62%. Alright, here we go. Color overlay. Color overlay, 100% opacity. Blend mode's normal, and the color is white. Alright, are you with me? Because that was a lot to take in just a short amount of time. Alright, click OK if you got that. And you should see a circle like such. If you do not see a circle like that, then there's something you've done wrong, and I would go back and look at what you've done and see if it matches up to what I've done. Alright, now you're going to perform the same thing for each additional circle you make to make your cloud. So I'm not going to show you that again because you obviously know how to do it now. So make your additional circles, and you should get. Oops, hold on. And you should now see a cloud like that. Alright, you see that? You should be right here. If you're not right here, then again, you've done something wrong. Go back and check your steps and see if they match up to what I've just done. Okay? Alrighty now. And again, what I've done now is I've duplicated my cloud layer. Why do you duplicate your cloud layer? Well, what happens is when you duplicate it, you then brighten up the cloud so it looks like more cloud-like. So in order to do that, you have to actually merge all of those layers into one layer. Otherwise, it would be just a big mass of chaos. So go ahead and select all of those circles that you just made below. Circles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many you made. Merge those into one layer. And then you're going to duplicate that layer. And I named it cloud because that's the easiest way to go. And the effects on here are basically the same. Nothing really changed, so don't bother even going through this. I mean, honestly. Oh, no. I forgot to mention, I added a drop shadow to the copied layer because, I think it looks pretty cool. See? Right around the rim. So yeah, add a drop shadow to that one, but all the rest are the same. So the drop shadow settings are as follows. The blend mode's color burn, black, opacity 75%, angle is 90%, uncheck global light because you don't need that, obviously. You're going to have a distance of 20px and a size of 49px. And then your contour is the rounded one yet again. Alright, that's where we are. Inner shadows are the same. If you don't have those settings, then go ahead and change those, but they're much the same. Inner glow. Oh yeah, we added an inner glow. Ha! Wow, you see, this is what happens when you don't pay attention to your own work. So yeah, inner glow settings are as follows. Opacity is 100%. White for the color, obviously. And then the size, 100px. And you want the source to be the edge, not the center. I'm assuming edge will be already in there, but in case it's not, select edge. And contour, again, the rounded one should be selected, but if it's not, select it. And your range should be 50%. And then, again, color overlay is white, obviously. And then you'll click OK, and you're good to go. And you will have that lovely looking cloud. Alright, are you with me now, ladies? Alright, that was the background. I made the background of that into a group layer. You can group that all if you want. If you want to group the clouds and the background and the rainbow all in one, go for it. Group it. It's easier to deal with. And then we're going to add our text. Now, essentially, you've made the whole thing. You're almost pretty much done. All you got to do is add your cool looking text. How do we add our cloud looking text, guys? Oh, I'll show you how to do it. Hold your butt. Alright. So, here we go. Double click on your text immediately. Now, I have white already as my text font color, but by all means, do whatever, because really, it ain't going to matter. Alright, we're going to go to the top here. We added a drop shadow, color burn, black, 90-degree angle. Uncheck global light. Usually it's not selected in text form, but you never know, might be in yours. The size will be 16px. Spread 0, distance 0. And your contour should be of that matter, which is the rounded one. Basically, we're working with the rounded contour, so if it's going to be anything, it's rounded contour. Alright, moving forward. I then added an inner shadow. The inner shadow is white with an overlay and an opacity of 71%. And again, the 90-degree angle, and they unchecked that. Okay, your distance is going to be 5px, and your size will be 3px. Ah, but your contour is normal. Your contour is the general linear. Nothing about that. Alright. Now are you with me? Do you feel this? Do you understand this? Do you really get it? No? Well, you should, because it's really kind of, yeah. Alright, anyway. Inner glow. We added a blend mode screen. We changed our opacity from 100% to 82%. We turned our color white. And we turned it from technique to is soften. Softer is usually selected already, but some of you may not have it selected. I don't know. Alright. Rather than selecting the edge, you want to have the source as the center. Alright. Your choke will be 4%, and your size will be 21px. Leave the range and contour alone. That can be standard. Alright. Alright, moving down. I added a bevel and emboss. Inner bevel. Smooth. 510% for the depth. The direction's up. The size is 7px, and the soften is 8px. For the shading section here, I unchecked global light, and the angle is 90 degrees. Altitude is 37. Your gloss contour is the rounded contour again. And the highlight mode is black and black. It's black on black again, and color burn on color burn. Only difference is the opacity for highlight is 58, and the opacity for shadow mode is 56. Don't ask why. It just looks good that way. Alright, last but not least, I added a color overlay. I chose this really nice blue hue here. CAE5F7. And I clicked OK. And that is what I got. Oh my gam! Oh my gosh! Oh, that was awesome, guys! Alright, now I'm going to get rid of my background we made earlier because I don't like that background anymore. I like my original background that I made. So delete layer 6 because that was our original background that I showed you guys how to make. But this one here that I made is even more awesome because I added some other stuff in there that kind of made it shine out. So yeah, alright guys. Oh, and as you can see, there's other clouds here. And in order to make those clouds there on here, I did the same step as I did previously. So if you know how to make the cloud here, you can make the other two here. Alright? So there you go, guys. That's this week's tutorial. I hope it wasn't confusing. I hope you learned a lot. If you didn't learn anything, I'm sorry. If it confused you to no end and you really think this was the most horrible way to teach somebody how to make a video, again, I'm sorry. I just wanted to help you out in some way. So hopefully I helped you create something awesome. And, hey, this would be a great background for a computer, maybe a logo, maybe a cover photo for Facebook, maybe a website cover. I don't know. Use your imagination. Create something wild. So, thanks for watching all my videos. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. You keep me here on YouTube with your awesome subscribing, liking, commenting. And, yeah, even if you message me and I don't get back to you right away, it's not that I haven't gotten to you and that I forgot about you. It's that I'm really busy, guys. I have another job besides YouTube, and that keeps me busy every morning. So, yeah, this is my second job. I love it. I love YouTube. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. So keep on subscribing, keep on watching, keep on liking, commenting, and all that stuff. Because if you don't like, I might go somewhere. So keep on liking, keep on subscribing. The more liking and subscribing you guys do, the more stuff I'll put out. But if you aren't liking or subscribing, I won't be putting out any stuff. And, you know, it's all about supply and demand. So, alright. Thanks, guys. And I will see you next week, hopefully. Unless something tragic happens, which it will not, hopefully. But, alright, whatever. I'm going to shut up now, so bye.